Hello, Channing, and welcome to your reading. So, first and foremost, for every reading that I start, I like to tap into a frequency that feels aligned with the session I'm doing. For some reason, which we will find out through the work today, get comfortable, right? Uh, I immediately felt like after I did this reading, I was going to have to refer you to my Clearing Family Karma class. And I was like, all right, I'll worry about it afterwards. I got to get the reading done. I ain't even put the charts in my system or anything yet, right? When I came to pick out the frequency, and this is like an hour later, I was like, I need something, but I don't need any of the usual ones. And then I got aura cleanse frequency, right? When I saw a positive aura cleanse, a powerful physical, emotional, and spiritual healing, I'm like, yeah, no, this is something that's being cleared out in her family line. So I'm going to turn this up a little bit and it's going to be coded into the video. So anybody you share it with will get hit with this frequency too. So let me start with your mom. That's what I was drawn to, but I'm actually going to pull some cards as well and get into the details of the chart because I want to know what you are specifically healing with each person. What is the tie that binds? Oh, I already see it. You see this Mars? So your mom's on the outside and you're on the inside. This is difficulty with embracing the masculine energy within your femininity. Oh my goodness. Like, why are you your mom? I didn't look at these before I started because I like to have an organic reaction. But why are you your mother? Why is she, or why are you like a fragment of her? Only your masculine energy or your empowered feminine is not suppressed like hers was. She wasn't able to be herself fully. She had to hide herself. Maybe because like she was a target for abuse in some way, shape, or form. Your power is on your sleeve. Like whatever she went through, that became your genius. I don't know if she shared her stories with you, but something about that is powerful. Let me get into this, girl. So, what are Channing and Sherry mutually healing together? You are your mom. Like she is you. Y'all will merge back into each other. Like when you both pass on and go forward. Breaking cycles. Breaking cycles of disempowerment is what I'm feeling. Victim consciousness. I love this job so much. Like I always believed in God, and there were times where it was like, but this job is just reinforced. Like, what? There's no way I could know any of this. And it has to do with dudes. Taking back the power in your sexuality, to taking back the power in your body, taking back particularly the power in your root chakra. This is your survivor energy, your fight or flight. Uh, your mom probably still needs some root chakra healing based on this, right? You reinforce in her a sense of self-worth that she might not have had before you were born. You speak blessings over her. You help her recognize the strength that she didn't even know was within herself. How am I getting emotional during this? I usually only get emotional during mediumship, but like this is really like it's like everything she did or everything she endured, you double back and fix. Like you're in the middle. Notice that your starting point in this life is next to a fated event that occurred with her that changed the way her mind worked in her eighth house. I don't know what your situation is, but I see stuff like this usually when somebody was like a child of rape or incest or something like that. I don't know what the situation was. Maybe she married somebody she didn't want to marry. She didn't want to be in the situation she was in. But like you emotionally patched her up in some way from whatever that situation or that sacrifice was. Please know that her South Node next to Pluto means that her life really kicked off, like her leaving behind the cycle she was having, and she was clearing out her father's karma, stuff from her dad's side. And it does feel like victimization, but it also feels like religious dogma. I don't know why I'm sensing nuns for some reason. Like I'm seeing like Catholic stuff, but it's a repression or maybe the feminine on his side even. But that's what she's moving away from, or she began moving away from her in her life. That's what lit your flame. Whatever change she made in her life to start stepping into her own power, even if it was difficult, even if it required a lot of self-sacrifice, changed what you were going to be doing in your career, what fuels you in your career. The signature I'm sensing here is Scorpio. But there are levels to Scorpio, right? There's the scorpion, right? That's the one that's always stinging, right? Always in attack mode. Then there's the snake. This person is weary, right? They done seen a lot, been through a lot, realized that they are targeted. So they slide, trying to make sure like they're never seen, like they stay out of the way. Still prepared to strike, but really tired of the drama. And then there is the finale, which is the phoenix energy, rising from the ashes. What is your rising at? You have a Leo degree in Sag, and that's your sun. That definitely feels very phoenix to me, right? That's a queen, but I wanted to see what that ascendant degree was. Like, which ascendant is your mom and which is you? Because it's showing up on the bottom. Okay. One of you is the 11th degree and one is the 17th. With your mom being the Cancer sun, she's the one that has it at the 17th degree. So she was dealing with the snake energy. And your rising, with that being at the 11th degree, that's an Aquarius degree. Guess what that is? That's the clone or the copy. That's picking up where she left off. Like if there was ever a time in her life where she disconnected from a part of herself in order to survive what she was going through, you became that piece that separated from her. And I know that's really, really super heavy. But that South Node in Pluto, your Pluto in first, this Scorpio risings conjunct, this eighth house energy here, y'all have a Scorpio rise from the ashes signature. Shit, Jenny. So let's see what you have in common with your spouse. And then I'm actually sort of getting the ping that I need to see what's up between your spouse and your mom. Didn't see that coming either. So I could probably, even though this is my first time pulling it up, I could probably already predict that this is about healing relationship rifts and power imbalances between the sexes based on your bloodline. So what are Channing and Jesse healing together? What are they healing together? Is that a Pluto conjunct ascendant in the sign of Scorpio in his north node in the eighth house? His Jupiter, his husband marker, next to the turning point in somebody's chart. That's Follis, by the way, in your eighth house. His Mars and his Chiron, that's wounds around somebody in his family did him dirty. Was it his mom? And this started in the womb. But the women on his mom's side, for some reason, like emasculated him or something. You were meeting him in that space to begin healing it. This is another Scorpio signature. So, teaching each other home, which makes sense because of that Cancerian energy and the fact that his North Node is in your home, your fourth house. where he's finally able to get comfortable with intimacy. Ooh, y'all have been fighting demons. So the next one is love. Like you look at the guy in the background. I feel like that's how he looks at you. Like, oh my gosh, you have no idea how much you changed my life. I don't know where I would be without you. And it's funny because this might be the same chick. Notice in the first picture where she's like home by herself trying to figure out what home is, that picture's in the background. And only in this one is she looking up with that guy there. Love and sexual healing, positive sexuality. And that's important for you. Like taking your power back through that. A lot of y'all are spicy, but I mean his Mars is in your eighth house. So he is like kind of obsessed with your feminine energy, pretty much like the way that you make him feel safe and cared for in a way that he has not had before and was sort of unaware that he needed. I was feeling emasculation in his chart, like from his childhood, and it was re-triggered again around 12 and 24, right? A fear of asserting himself, maybe even a fear of his own sexuality could have even been an issue. All things, unconscious is the 12th house, or things he might have had a hard time talking about. Your phallus, which is your big turning point, right, is next to his ascendant. He changed your beliefs in your own power, which is important because you have a sun ruled by Leo energy, and he's is that a Cancer or Leo rising? Either way, that Leo energy, he's a 29th degree Cancer. He's at the final, no wonder home is a theme. He's at the final exam of creating a long-lasting family and healing his family karma. Y'all could take the class together if you want to. But your Chiron, which is your healing energy that you have learned over time, is next to his Eros. That's his libido. That's with it in his first house. That's sort of his sense of desire to live. Your libido is your sexual energy, but your Eros is your joie de vivre. Why do you wake up every morning? What excites you? What makes you want to go on? You help fuel that energy for him. Before he might have just been out there trying to find it everywhere, but it was always sort of like a pain subconsciously that something was missing because he didn't want to be out there like that. He wanted a wife and a family and a home. And why is that? Because his moon is in his second house. That means his emotional disposition is based upon his family values and the fact that he likes the idea of being the king in the castle. His south node is conjunct Juno. Juno is the wife marker, right? So as far as he was concerned, he would rather stay on the south node path until he ran into his wife again. Whose moon is next to that? Whose past life marker? Okay. He was waiting for you. You have your Venus in his fourth house. You add value to his home. You probably make it look better too. But the main thing here is this ascendant conjunct his Pluto. That is two markers in here that say you were responsible for a huge transformation that happened within him. And it's something he had to feel inside before he can even express it outwardly. Your series is your nurturing energy, what you need to feel mothered and what you share with other people so that they feel mothered or cared for and nurtured. This was a fated event. Like whatever he was lacking in childhood, it was so he would have a yearning for a certain thing. And once he found you, he would immediately like lock into it, even if it scared him, because he sort of kind of came to get back with you in life. Like that North Node and Fourth, he just wanted to be in your home. And you wanted to be changed by the connection that you made with him. Y'all might even have a business together. That's a separate read. But y'all might have a business together, something y'all do in each other's careers, or something that y'all financially do together. With this being a Scorpio signature, y'all can make money with real estate, stock markets, investing. That's just going to be the gift of overflow that you guys get together. But without a doubt, you came to create a legacy that is better than both of your individual families combined. So let's see with mother-in-law. who technically, okay, so how would I put this? Let me just pull first for what they're healing together, because it's a past life ripple. But keep in mind, you are a later version of her. So that means that there is some version of him that was in her life that there was maybe not so good karma with. So what are, that would be why I got guided to put these charts together. What are Sherry and Jesse healing together karma? Notice how his 12th house is conjunct all of that faded energy that she has in 8th. This is the sexual wounds, right? Both of them had. Clearing it out. Is she learning that men can be safe through him? Because this one's letting go. He's on the outside, she's on the inside. Her Venus is conjunct his Mercury. What she values in a relationship is how he thinks already. It feels like she gives him faith or hope that there are good people in the world. And his North Node, of course, is in her 4th house as well. Like y'all came to be family, family. Does she inspire him also? Do they have a good relationship? Because it feels like they're a blessing to each other. Uranus in a chart, like, yeah, letting go of the victim consciousness. She's meant to make him feel safe, or he's meant to make her feel safe with guys again. Maybe through witnessing your relationship together, even could be the case. But without a doubt, he is a representative of somebody that was in her life. How would I see that? My mind just said it had something to do with her father in some way, shape, or form. And I'm like, where would I see that? Where's the 10th house? That's what my mind just said to me. His son is in his 10th house, which is the house of the father. And his son lands in her 7th house. 7th house is partnerships. There's something about him healing the father wound in her life. Whatever that's about, y'all know. I am just the conduit delivering the message. But this is a very healing bond. Fixing a past life ripple where things were a mess. Can I go ahead and pull on that? What is the past life connection between Jesse's soul and Sherry's mom's soul? Because we're talking fragments here. Just because you're a piece of your mom, it doesn't mean that whoever he is a piece of, that technically had something that happened with your mom, had to be family. It could have been a stranger. You know what I mean? It's clearing karma. He is a piece of somebody else. Something happened. Could it have been your father? This is some Twilight Zone shit here, girl. So, so he is a fragment of somebody who wanted to fix something from a past life that came through to be your husband because you are a piece of your mother and it like had to be fixed as a part of the clearing family karma. We wanted to treat you better or treat, well, I guess both of you better in some way, shape, or form. This is, yeah, absolutely clearing out old past life wounds. But look at his 12th house, which is past life and things that need to be cleared. That's a family wound. And part of the reason why he had to deal with whatever he dealt with from his family on his mom's side when he was growing up. It has to do with the circumstances from which you were born and whatever sort of unfortunately traumatic event happened to your mother, either at 8 years old or at 20 years old. That 8th house is triggered again here, and that Pluto and Scorpio ascendant. combination. This is a Scorpio signature, but in this case, this feels like releasing something that needed to be cleared so that the family line can go forth and thrive. Because this rift has been healed, that's why you and him will be able to invest in real estate and to build your finances in a different way. The eighth house is also the house of your in-laws. I am so happy you sent me the three of y'all. I'm very intrigued by this. I will be thinking about it for many days. Have a good day and happy early birthday.